doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L
Rocking and
podcast.
rolling, man. We have Young Jew in the building. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm good, man.
And you want to
I
introduce
mean,
yourself?
I'm as good as I can be. You know what I'm saying? I'm all right.
You want to introduce yourself real quick?
No,
No, I'm talking to your boy.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
What's up? I'm Jimmy.
Jimmy, man. Appreciate you guys pulling up on us. Young Jew, the first time I seen you, you had a lot of these platforms were promoting you, like Detroit Rap News and Detroit Rap Daily, and they were saying, does he sound like Eminem?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, obviously the comments went nuts. Obviously had a lot of negative, a lot of positive, a lot of in-betweens. Talk about that. Talk about the song and talk about where do you think people thought the resemblance to Eminem was coming from?
I think they're really just talking about my voice.
Mhm.
You know, I'll take that. I mean, M can't be touched personally, but I think that it's like a Michigan twang. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's just me that has it. I think a lot of people actually have that kind of sound of the voice. But I'll take the compliment all day. You know, I don't think M can be fucked with, but I'll take that compliment for sure.
Right. So when they put it out there, they're obviously kind of marketing it in a way where it's going to get a lot of engagement to make sure that, like, okay, we're giving a comparison here to one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're Middle Eastern? Right?
I am.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of people, when they watch it, they're maybe not knowing if you're
People
Middle
don't
Eastern.
know what I am. I get
Yeah.
everything. I get Mexican. I get black. I get all different kinds of Arabic. I get it all, bro.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure. So when you were reading the comments for that post in particular, what were you thinking? Like just going through them?
I really don't care. Love, hate, it's all the same.
Sure.
Just keep running my comments up. You know, if they're commenting, I'm doing something right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that you generated a lot of views with that song. Talk about that song in particular for everybody watching.
So that song, I stopped making music. I didn't stop. I never stopped, but I took some time off because it's damn expensive. You know what I mean? So I had to really get my hustle going. This was my comeback. So, and I dropped that intentionally. And that's not like a club hit, you know what I mean? But I dropped that intentionally as a showcase of my rapping ability. Because the game is just so saturated now, anybody can go in the booth and make an auto-tune track that's kind of hot. You know what I mean? So I came on raw, I spit my shit, I rapped. I was going through a lot at the time, so I had a lot to write about. And that was like the start of my return.
For sure. So
Come
we're
back.
talking about the return now. Let's talk about the beginning. First of all, where are you from in particular? From Michigan?
I stay in the burbs.
Okay, cool.
But our family's bounced around pretty much all over the place.
So when you were growing up, when did you decide to enter the music scene?
It's so a part of our DNA. Runs on both sides of the family. My mom's father wrote for the Beatles. He's
No
got plaques with the
way.
Beatles. He wrote "Devil in Her Heart."
Wow.
A couple other tracks. And then my dad's family, they're wild. They're all about the music too. So it's just since I've been little, bro. And he's put me on. I've just been since 2, 3, 4 years old. I mean, I was a little kid. I was ruthless. I was swearing, listening to all hip hop, and I've just
He's been listening to music literally since he came out the womb, like hard shit. I'm his brother, so I'm the oldest of the family. You know, I put on for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been listening to all types of rap since literally he came out the womb. But yeah,
my taste is like people my generation they don't know the music that I know because I have an older brother, I have an older sister, you know what I'm saying? And they had good taste and they just put me on to all that.
Yeah.
So in my music, you can sense the flavors of a lot of that old school sound as well as, trying to pick up on this new school stuff too, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure, man. I know what you mean too, because I have my cousin. He doesn't even know who Tupac is. He's like a 2001 baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't know who Tupac is? And he's like, no. I'm like, what is going on? But I was like, those were the greatest times of the hip hop and rap era. That's where like the fundamentals came in, and also making the entertainment part of it really spike and really hit you in the face. And he had no clue who he was, so I was like, this is shocking. But luckily I did have older cousins, and I was born in around that time, so they helped give me that the values of that era, the values of those sounds that were coming out at that time. Now, man, I don't know what's going on with music now. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like you kind of said earlier, like it's all over the place. It's
a
very
mess,
saturated.
bro. It's a mess.
It's hard to listen to. I tried too, man. I really tried to give a lot of new artists a chance. I put them on Apple Music. I'm like, I just don't see it. Like I don't hear it. I don't see it. I don't understand it.
You don't even feel it.
Yeah, you don't feel
and
it.
you know what's crazy? A lot of these artists that you see in their own music videos, they don't even feel their own music. You know what I mean? Like they don't have rhythm with their own music. But I guess, I don't know, I saw something that said the new age talent is having no talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
So I thought that was funny.
Nicki Minaj made a really good point. Nicki Minaj said that this era of entertainment isn't about substance. It isn't about creativity or skill or talent. It's all about popularity.
For sure.
So when she said that, it really resonated with me. Like, yeah, because if you're extremely popular, you can sell something that's not even that much of value.
Yeah, it's all about getting your followers up and like all that stuff.
Yeah, really. Talk about, again, the entry into music for you. What was your first times in the studio like?
I was like...
Oh, he's going to fix your microphone
Okay,
real
for sure.
quick. All right, so we're talking about your entry into like a recording studio and actually getting the professional sound. And what was the first time like for that?
I was probably 17, 18. It's a long story, like how I didn't just pull it out of my ass and I was like, oh, let me start rapping. Let me try this. It was like God led me a trail of breadcrumbs and was like, yo, this is it for you. You know what I mean? And I can dive into detail and give that backstory. It just might take a little while.
Yeah, do your thing. It's a podcast. It's
Okay, for sure. All
Yeah.
right, so there's just so many factors involved. Like in high school, I was popular as hell. I was the man in high school. Modestly, I was the man, and I was a nice kid. You know, I always looked out for the kids that like didn't have a lot of friends. But I had a clothing line, and I had a clothing line in high school that was popping. I try to keep track of all the factors that are in play here that led me to this music stuff. So I had this clothing line and it was popping. And something that was always on my head, on my mind was like, you know, I'm going to take this line as far as it can go so that one day I can use my popularity off this clothing line to link up with a famous artist and get on stage with them and perform one of their songs with them in front of thousands of people. Like that was what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like I wanted that was on my bucket list. It's something I wanted to do. And then on top of that, I have this extreme talent for writing. I'm just a really good writer. Anytime I need to whip up an essay, needed a good grade, I could do it. Anybody need me to do their homework, I'll get you a good grade. I'll get you an A+ on an essay.
Right.
So that was a factor. And still nowhere thinking about music. And then I had such a small workload in high school, right? So I would come home from school bored, bro, bored as hell with me and my homies. And what would we do? You know, we would blow gas. We puff gas. We hotbox the whip every fucking day. And while we're getting faded, not faded, I mean, while we're getting stoned, we would be in the whip freestyling. And I always stood the fuck out. You know what I mean? It was like, it was all fun and games until it was my turn to spit. And I spit, and everybody shut the fuck up. I mean, no matter who was in the car with us, just as far as my voice, my ability, I'm not the best freestyler because my brain works a little slower. Like, I'm not stupid, but I have slow perception. So to freestyle, you got to be quick. With rapping, there's attributes. I wouldn't say freestyle is my best attribute, but I'm still nice with it, you know?
Yeah, he can flow. I mean, we've been freestyling literally since kids, both of us. I mean, I used to write songs when I was, 7 years old on raps, you know.
J-I-double-M to the Y. I wrote on 22s, boy. I don't lie.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, we love writing music, and we feel the music differently than most people.
Yeah.
And he's a lyrical genius, bro. I mean, his freestyle, he's downplaying it. I mean, the dude flows with freestyles too.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he be flowing. But I mean, when he puts pen to paper, I mean, people ask him, they're like, what genre are you? You know, he's definitely a rapper in hip hop, but dude, this dude can make pop tracks, with spice it up with a special flow that's different. You know, I mean, he really knows how to write, and it goes with his voice. And that's why he stands out too, because his voice is just dominant. And people say he sounds like Eminem. He's got his own flow. You know, he does sound a little bit like Eminem in the voice, but his voice is unique compared to everyone else, especially new age. And he brings that old age rap, like you said, with the new age stuff in his voice.
Right.
So.
And for you too, for that Eminem comparison, like, is it kind of like a humbling thing, or like, how do you feel when people do compare you to Eminem?
I mean, that's awesome. I think that's awesome. I think Eminem, like I said before, I mean, he can't be touched. But I mean, for anybody to say that, I mean, that's really cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah, man. Now continue from that point. You guys are going crazy with your
Yeah.
friends. You guys showing you got skills.
So I want to just touch back on all the factors. So I had this clothing brand in my head. I'm like, I gotta rock a stage. I'm like, I'm hot freestyling. My voice is hot. I'm a good writer. And then now like junior year or something, I have a lot of ADHD. I never took medication, right? But during the time of what are they called? ACTs?
ACTs?
Yeah, is that what they're called?
Yep.
During the ACT time, I'm a slow test taker, so I had medication given to me in extra time for my tests. I had accommodations, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't like medicine or anything like that, but I would take Vyvanse to help me study or prepare for the ACT. You know what I mean? And those Vyvanse are crazy, bro. You know, every time I would take that, I start texting all my friends. We got to do something with music. We got to just buy something and start making beats. We got to do something with this music shit. And then I was on Vyvanse trying to study, and I'm in school, and I hear on a xylophone somewhere in the school somebody playing "Cry Me a River" on a xylophone. Dun 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 dun. And I was just like a fly to a light, like a mosquito to a light bulb. You know what I mean? I had to go find the person playing that shit, and I found him. I was like, "Yo, that was hot." You know what I'm saying? And then the straw that broke the camel's back was like, one day my boy sent me the song "Runnin'" by Kalani. I listened to it every single day in school, and I just got sick of being so bored and smoking weed. And then I put all the pieces together. I'm like, you want to rock a stage? You're a great writer. You got flow and a hot voice. And now it's coming to light that all you want to do is this music. And then I sampled Kalani's track. I loved it so much. I took her whole song, wrote it bar for bar. The song's called "Runnin'," and I made my first song called "Runnin' Remix," and it was about a girl who everybody kind of knew I had a thing with. And when I put it out, people were like, "Oh shit!" And everybody fuck with me. Like as soon as I put that shit out,
I mean, the
people
song is
loved
a
it.
banger still.
It's
You
a
throw
banger.
that bitch on, you're like, this was your first song? Holy
Bro,
shit.
I wrote the song. I'm in my crib with the homies. We're chilling. We're smoking. We're on the couch. I'm like, bro, fuck this. I'm writing a song.
Got like
bro.
100,000 plays in like a couple weeks. I swear to God, like on some natural ass shit. And,
Yeah.
like,
So, like, that shit is so hot to like. So I went up and I wrote for 5 hours. I mean, it was my first time ever doing it, you know, writing. And then I took a voice memo of just me rapping it along with the beat. And I didn't go listen back to the voice memo. A couple hours later, me and my boy are like, let's go listen to the voice memo that you recorded. We played that shit, and we were like, we're going viral. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then I hit a studio. I made the track, sampled the beat, and put it out, and people have been fucking with me since.
That's cool. So this is in high school you're doing this?
Like this is like the end of high school.
Oh, wow.
But I started, this is like closer to the end of high school.
So that's like heavy motivation, right? The whole school's fucking with it, plus it's generating views from all other sources and everything like that.
Yeah.
How do you continue from that point?
So I didn't want to waste any time. I knew my ability was tight. So I didn't want to waste any time in a studio that had like muffled sound or anything. I started experimenting with more legitimate studios right off the rip. You know what I mean? I wanted to go and I wanted my sound to be good right off the jump.
What
And,
year are we roughly talking about here?
This is like, shit. Did you say what year?
Yeah.
Damn.
when you graduate?
I graduated in 2016. So this has got to be 2016, 2017.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So like Royal House is one of those places you can get to, right?
Yeah, I experimented in there, and then I found shout out to Royal House, shout out to Roger. I love them up in there. But I found the disc in 9 Mile, and I worked with my man's Greg. Yo, Greg, to this day, I'll always love that man. He's a genius. I love Greg. And I just was cranking in there for a long time at the disc. Cool. And I was putting out records. I was putting out videos. And honestly, everything I've ever made, I think, has been hot. But I have grown a lot as an artist.
Yeah, man. I
lately.
see. No, you worked with one of my friends, Snapdog, right?
I got the utmost. I love Snap Dogg, bro. Got nothing
a
but.
banger.
He's a legend, yeah.
We got a
Yeah,
banger.
I checked it out. He's one of those cats that, man, he doesn't just work with anybody. Like, it has to make sense and undervalued right now at the moment. But like, to have a song with him is legendary. How did it come together?
He's
Honestly,
got a couple tracks with him. He's about to drop a hot ass track with him and 94 Fatso.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That
Hell
shit
yeah.
is fucking stupid.
Snap. The one thing I want to say about Snap is I like how he moves. I like the person he chooses to be. I think he's the realest out here, bro. And he fucked with me at a time where other people didn't want to.
Wow.
And he did it off the love. And we made a fucking hit. I wish we got a better video out of it. But that shit, I mean, that's got over 100K streams on SoundCloud. I wish it reached a larger audience because that bitch is a hit.
Yeah.
It's a hit. He did his fucking thing, and I'm excited. I'm gonna do a few more drops, but within the next month, we're gonna shoot a video. Me, Snap, and Fatso. We got a hot track. It's called Ugly. That bitch is hot as fuck.
Yeah, Fatso is a legend too, man. Fatso's been on here. He has a whole different style, a whole
Yeah.
different approach to making music. I see how you guys could collaborate and what could come from that. What was you have songs that have generated over 300,000 views, and you on YouTube. I'm talking about specifically. You've done numbers, like you've accumulated millions of streams collectively, obviously, right?
For sure.
Talk about how it gradually built to that point.
Honestly, during that time, I wish I had more knowledge of what we were doing. At that time when I was getting those views, we were kind of blind. We're still, this music shit is not easy, bro, by any means. But at that time, we were still learning. And I wish we had more of the knowledge that we do now at that time, because we could have really, leveled up. But personally, I think God has me exactly where he wants me to be. And I think everything's playing out the way it's supposed to.
Was Snap one of the only Detroit collaborations you did as far as rappers?
He's got tracks with Baby P.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Shout out to Baby P.
Baby Power, is he still rapping?
Yeah, hell yeah! Listen, Baby Power is hot.
At one point, he was identified as the hottest Chaldean rapper in Michigan.
By far, I think he's one of the hottest rappers in Michigan.
They just made a bang.
We got me and Baby P got a hit. Drew and Baby P. It's called Katrina. This shit is a smash. It's a certified panty dropper. Panty dropper, bro. It's a certified panty
That's what
dropper.
it's all about at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
You also have a song, though. One song in particular that I really liked was When I'm Gone, right? So talk about how that came together, and that generated a lot of views, man.
Yeah. Shit. I was really young.
Yeah, but that shit was like the one where when I was going through your music, I was like, this is something where you can see all of your versatility and all your capability.
You like that song?
Yeah, man. Shit's fire as
hell
fuck.
yeah.
And I mean, the audience obviously liked it with the
for
return
sure.
they got.
Yeah.
But how did that come together?
Man, it was a while ago, but I was working with some people out in Atlanta. I love the A. One of my best friends, who's a hot artist over there, his name's Uno. I wasn't working with him at the time, but I do have a great friend who's an amazing rapper. Y'all should check out Uno Pedro. He's out cold. But I was working with people in Atlanta, and I worked with, I think, was it Reginald? Shot by Reginald. Yeah. Shot a video with Reginald out there. I was working with a woman out there who, she's a part of the industry, and she just kind of put me in play to put me on a schedule of routine drops, shooting videos, and that was during that time. You know what I mean?
Obviously we're all from Middle Eastern background. It's hard when you're breaking into the entertainment industry to get support from the family and stuff. They don't really believe in that. They're all about, you got to become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever the hell type stuff. How'd you guys get through that?
Honestly, they were just fucking with me.
For real?
They like my music. They're all in. They think I'm incredible. My parents.
That's you are super, super talented. So at the end of the day, I think a lot of these Arabic parents, when they hear their sons and they suck, that's why they're probably less supportive. Man, you fucking come on, man, get real. Come work at the liquor store. But some people do for real. But some people do have breakthrough songs where or their parents will hear them no, this motherfucker actually has talent. I'm not gonna not push him towards it. But then obviously your brother was probably heavily supportive too.
Absolutely. Honestly, it started with him.
Right.
Because my pops will take me serious, but then he'll go to my brother and be like, "What's is this for real?"
Right.
He's
Confirm this.
I gotta hear this from Jimmy first.
Right.
I mean, they love music, and our family's been through a lot. You know, my pops and mother have both been through a lot, and they've been steady on the come up our entire lives. You know, and that's a lot of the background too, that they've distilled a drive in us that's different. You know, we've grown up, you know, on and off, more privileged at times than others, and then sometimes it's just been fucking rough. You know what I'm saying? And that's reflected in his music, and people don't really know that about Julian, you know. And at first, you know, he was coming out with some really hard shit, which he doesn't lie in his shit. You know, he spits hard raps and certain things, you know, when they're kind of going more viral. You know, my pops would be like, yo, you know, it's a little disrespectful and shit like that. But you know what? He's a tough dude. Look, my pops is a tough dude. And, you know, he's definitely been supportive, and he doesn't give a fuck about his lyrics either. Like, he supports all of his hard lyrics, and you say something to my pops is going to smack the shit out of you. So that's just how it is. Julian's going to smack the shit out of you, and I'm going to smack the shit out of you. So all of his cousins, we have a lot of Habibis, and they all, you know, are on board. He was really starting to blow up, like, very hard. You know, he was on, like, some tours, Midwest tours. He's opened up for some big people, bro, and everyone's reached out to us. You know, we ain't just throwing a bag around to people trying to.
Who'd you open up for?
Riff Raff. I did Yo Gotti, Cardi B. Meek Mill was supposed to be there.
Rankin.
Bigger Rankin.
Talk about opening up for Cardi B. What was the experience like?
That shit was lit. It was at Masonic.
Oh, cool.
And I just knew, like, I mean, I don't have any fear to perform. It's what I'm built to do. It's what I was born to do, is to rock a stage. You know, as soon as you put music on around me, anybody can see that. You know, that's where I shine. I kind of got this extra oomph in my blood. I always have. And I have to find healthy ways to release that. You know, I have to exercise. I have to play ball. I have to be on go. You know what I mean? And performing is one of those ways to really do that. And so, I mean, when I hit the stage, you know, I had to make sure I did my thing.
Right.
Or you were getting booed the fuck off stage.
Right on.
If they smelled anything.
Yeah, he's been in some tough places. He's not just opening up for some, you know, he's opening up for people that are, you know, gangbang supporting, you know, rappers and the crowd, you know, and, you know, if he's coming on there soft or
when
his
I walk
lyrics
in
ain't
that
sounding-
bitch, I face adversity. When I walk out that bitch, they say, that's the craziest motherfucker in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And, like, not to sound hard, but that's the mentality I'm rolling with.
You have to have confidence, man.
Like, for instance, you know, I faced this adversity my whole life, okay, because I play ball. And, like, we both are huge ballers. We'll give you that work. So, I faced that adversity already. This shit ain't nothing new to me. When people say, oh, he's this, he's that, it ain't nothing new to me, bro. It's the same as this fucking rapping shit. Or as the ball shit. Oh, he shouldn't be on this court. You know what I mean? I wouldn't play with any bums. I play with ballers, bro. You know what I mean? People that are aggressive and want to rip your heart out. That ball is their baby. Right. You know? And I got the top head coach looking at me. You know, he ain't elite. He don't belong here. He don't belong in this gym. You know what I'm saying? Until they learn that I got that fucking beast in me, I stick around long enough and motherfuckers have no choice but to fuck with me. Right. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. It's like, so when I hear that from dealing with the rap shit, it ain't nothing new to me, bro. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example of the rap shit. So I was doing the touring, like he said, and it was like promo tour. I'm going around passing flyers out. It's a bitch, bro. You're hitting all these campuses. You got to fuck with people. You're on college campuses. I'm going to every trenches in the country. You know what I mean? I had tour guides who were plugged up with all, like, I guess you could say, made men in each trenches. You know what I'm saying? So they would call them up and be like, yo, we're bringing through this artist, Julian LaHood. We're going to take him around the streets with you, like in each city, each one of these dudes.
It's different than knowing the streets around here, you know what I'm saying? Going downtown and being some hoods, or you know some people here and there. I mean, he's in other cities, you know.
I'm just torn, you know? And so, by the way, everywhere you go, that shit is fucked up out here, bro. Places, every state has
their spots.
Has their spot. And I gotta be honest, I went to like probably 70% of the trenches in the country, and none of them were as bad as Detroit, bro. I'm being honest. None of them, and that's like not to sound like I don't give a fuck. I have nothing to. I got nothing to prove, bro. I stand on what I stand on. You know, I'm just explaining. You know what I've done with this music shit. None of them. They were all fucked up. A lot of these trenches were fucked up. They were not like Detroit. Detroit's bad areas, bro. They were not. Except Nashville. There's this area outside of Nashville. Fucked up, bro. And I was performing with Big Rankin. And so I was on this tour.
He's an OG out there, man. I don't know if you know Bigger.
So Bigger Rankin is popping in the streets of Atlanta. And I'm on this tour, and the tour guides call me up, and they're like, yo, you know, we're going to Nashville. When you get to Nashville, because I had my own team at that time, they were working with Bigger Rankin, and I kind of had my own team. I understood how to do the tour, so I kind of like put together my own squad where I didn't really need the tour guides anymore. So they were just like, all right, we're gonna fuck with Bigger. You know what I mean? While I did my thing. But him and Bigger were in Nashville, and I was in Nashville. So they're like, Drew, we got this performance for you. It's Bigger Rankin's show. You know, he's putting on artists. You know, come perform. So I'm like, bet. You know what I mean? I pulled up to Nashville. That city was hard, bro. I forget the name of the city, but it was hard. And I walk in, Bigger was not fucking with me, like right off the jump. Same adversity I get from the college coaches. This ain't nothing new to me, bro. I knew I was walking. I knew I was gonna walk in. He wasn't gonna be fucking with me. You know what I mean? I mean, there's all these performers. So my tour guide, who's like my dog, he tells me, he's like, so there's a stage, there's a DJ booth, and there's like a couple couches by the DJ booth, and my tour guy is like, yo, go sit by the fucking DJ booth. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, go sit up there on the couches by the DJ booth, you know, chill out. And there's all these artists there. There's like 30 of them or more. So I sit by the DJ booth. 10 minutes go by. I hear Bigger Rankin on the microphone. He's like, man, we got some privileged artists up here who think they can sit back and kick it in the DJ booth. I was like, man, what the fuck? Your main man just told me to come sit here. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I go down. I show my support for about 30 fucking artists, bro. I stand there. I watch these 30 artists. They're terrible. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm getting a snide remark from Bigger here and there. I don't give a fuck, though. This ain't nothing new to me, bro. I know he not fucking with me. And you know what? I face that adversity until people understand and they realize that I got that fucking beast in me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And when my back is against the wall and that pressure is on me, I let that motherfucker out. Right. And I was on stage. Finally, they called my name after 30 songs. I showed my support. All these dudes was ass. I fucking get the mic. They dropped my record, bro.
Motherfuckers didn't know what the fuck to do.
I lit the roof off that bitch. I ain't give Bigger Rankin a choice but to fuck with me. Yeah. Because every person in that bitch is like, he's the one. Because I am the one. You know what I'm saying? And it's taken a while for people to see it. And I say that modestly, but yeah, that's
no, I mean, you still do have a good following of people, man. Like, again, when you're hitting 300,000 views, 400,000 views, even though, you know, that's just YouTube we're talking about where you're doing that. That's not a lot of people can even get 1,000 views. And I always tell people that don't think everybody's out here just getting 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 views even. A lot of these rappers, a majority of rappers, like 99% of rappers are averaging less than 1,000 views. Yeah. It's only the 0.1% that are getting the millions and the 100 millions, the 0.1% that are getting, you know, the 500,000, the 300,000. It's not many people doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
As much as it seems like it is, it's really not. Because I used to, man, I was heavy invested in the underground. Yeah. And I saw how many rappers weren't even getting a nod or anybody to come pull up on them or come listen to any of their music or anything. Yeah. Talk about where your demographic is coming from, though. Like, where are the views being generated from? Like, what cities, what areas?
It's all over. It's really all over.
For real.
Yeah. I haven't looked at the stats in a while, but I mean, I've had my shit's all over. And it's in other countries too. Okay. Yeah. You know, other countries, different cities, New York, wherever. Honestly, it's kind of like coming from everywhere. Obviously,
South.
Yeah, the South. Obviously, a big portion is from in Michigan.
What's been the biggest highlight for you of everything you've done so far? What's the moment that stands out to you the most?
Honestly, I would just like everything I've done. I've been doing this for so many years. People don't know the kind of groundwork. People don't know anything about driving around at 6 a.m., bro. Listen to your shit on repeat over and over and over again and critiquing it. There's so much that goes into this shit if you're truly that, if you're truly an artist. And honestly, I can take a look at all the stuff that I've done and experiences I've had, and I'm not at the level I believe I should be yet. I believe God has me where he wants me, but all of it, bro. Like you can't, I've done so much fucking money into this, and you cannot put a price on some of the stuff that I've done.
How much money do you think you've invested in music?
Dude, I have put over 200 grand in myself just off of like hustling. Over maybe 250 grand.
I feel like so you invested about $250,000 in music. Did you get any type of return back from it? Like anything to?
Yeah, nothing crazy. Like
Okay.
it's just some money off streams.
Well, it was fucked up, bro, because we started to really pop, and I've invested a lot of my own money. I've helped them out, you know. I help them with everything, you know, writing, producing, everything. But right before COVID, you know, he was really popping. I mean, he was generating the most views on his videos, the most streams. It's because he was, you know, dropping shit consistently, going on these tours, your different states, you know, meeting people. I mean, doing shows in all these different cities. You know, we got our merch line popping. We started making money selling merch. He was getting paid for the shows. And then fucking COVID hit, and it messed up everything for shows, you know, promotion. And then he was good, though, because he stayed strong writing the tracks, even though, you know, he couldn't really perform them anywhere. Or listen, the best way, if you're not popping with someone like a big label dumping millions into you, okay, or, you know, you have a promoter that's already blown up, all right, is just to keep dropping tracks and just go as far as you can to meet as many fans. And if you have a good product, you know, it's just like good fucking weed, bro. If you have a good fucking product, bro, people are going to come back, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, and you proved it too. Like with whatever has happened, even again, you releasing on a Detroit platform and it getting all the engagement that it did. You know, again, with the good mixed reviews is the best reviews for me personally. Mm-hmm. I don't like when it's one way or, you know, one way or like, you know, just totally negative or totally positive. I like mixed. Mm-hmm. That's how you know that there's real engagement going on. Yeah. So with you being able to do that on a Detroit platform, it shows that you have it for sure.
Thank you.
Now, as far as
real quick.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't Cash Doll sitting right here?
Facts. Yeah, yeah.
You know what that smells like? BMF.
You should have seen, you should have seen what I did to that after. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When she was gone, what I did to that chair, man. You know what I'm saying?
What's up? Hey, real talk. What's up with you and Cash Doll, bro?
Cash Doll just posted me on her page a couple of days ago. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she posted me and my girlfriend. We made a skit. She posted it. She liked it.
Oh, that's I saw that was funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so you do have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Because it looked like
me and my girlfriend made a skit about Cash Doll's new song, and then she posted. I was shocked. She literally just posted it. I know she fucks with me, but I didn't think she would. You know, because she said she was gonna get jealous when I got a girlfriend. So I was like, oh damn, you.
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger, but as a bystander, bro. Yeah. It looked like you and Cash Doll got some chemistry on camera.
We do got chemistry. Me and Cash Doll have a lot of chemistry. It's just she lives in Atlanta, so we have trouble getting to work together.
For sure.
But I pulled up to her birthday party. She shouted me out on the microphone. She literally, she's like, Kid L's in the building. It was cool, man. I was like, this girl really rocks with me.
Oh yeah.
Have you you know, I know you met Snapman, but has there been any other artists, not even just from Detroit, but that you've got to encounter that kind of really threw you back a little bit?
Not really, bro.
The baby.
Oh, I mean, like artists, dude. I've had artists reach out to me. You know, obviously, it's an industry.
What was it like with the baby?
I didn't talk to the baby. He just liked a couple of my shit.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've been in contact with like the game. I mean, if the game is saying he's like, oh, I'm fucking what you're doing. I'm fucking with what you're doing. That's the hardest there is, bro.
Right.
You know
what does the game want to do? What is the game interested in?
I mean, he was just kind of saying like, if you want a feature, let me know. Everybody in this bitch wants money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but these artists ain't reaching out to people.
But they ain't gonna reach out to a bum.
He also offered to work with him, but you know, he fucked with his music. Yeah. Definitely. Fat Joe fucked with his music hard.
Fat Joe for real?
For real.
Man, that'd be a legendary collaboration.
That would be. Yeah.
I think he's like podcasting now and shit or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's still in the game. So.
I fuck with
Who's been the
Joe.
most influential artist of your whole lifetime?
Probably like Macklemore.
For real?
Nah. I'm just playing, bro. Hell no.
Macklemore.
I wanna fly.
Man, I forgot all about that guy, dude.
Hey, have you seen the video of Derrick Rose's highlights with Macklemore in the background?
Mm-mm.
That song in the background. You know the song I was just singing?
Not really.
Can you take me far away?
Did it ruin the highlight tape?
No, when Derrick Rose got injured, I used to cry to that motherfucker. Bro.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. I would watch that all the time. But realistically, like everybody, bro.
For real?
From Eminem to Jay-Z to Ludacris to 50 Cent to Lil Wayne to Akon to Justin Timberlake, bro. I mean, the whole list, it's like you take everybody I've ever listened to in, let's say, even female artists, and they made a baby. I'm the baby.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of influential people that when I was listening to, particularly in the newest single that you just released, I was hearing a lot of different sounds for me.
Yeah.
I didn't, like, for me, it's a unique sound more so than anything else. It's like very different. That's why even when people were saying Eminem, even I commented, and I was like, bro, what are you guys talking about? Like, that's just, whatever this dude's saying is like, that's just his sound. There's no need to compare it to Eminem just because it has that little bit of Detroit boppy, that Detroit slangish feel to it. You know what I'm saying? But
would you agree that Michigan? I mean, we gotta definitely have a sound.
Everybody has a little bit of that Detroit sound when they talk. Even though, no matter if you're from Metro Detroit or whatever area you're from, it's a Michigan sound. It's like a little bit of that something. Yeah. Even though I just went up to Mackinac Island recently and I heard people speak like that, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, it ain't that different everywhere around this bitch. Like, people talk like some type similar. Just like people from Texas all have some type of accent to them. Like, it's a little bit of a thing to it. But yeah, man, we brought that D Rose, man. When Kobe, when he retired, the game he retired, I cried after that.
Don't even mention Kobe because we'll all start crying.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's literally our idol,
bro. Straight up. And then Kobe, a lot of people didn't believe this, but when I'm in a band. I play the drums. Our band was recording a set. We had to pre-record a set. So we were recording it, and I got a text from my phone when Kobe had died. My cousin Trevino had messaged me saying, yo, go look at the news, go look at the news. So on camera, you literally see me reacting to Kobe dying, and I'm like,
holy shit,
and I'm like,
bro.
I dropped my phone. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Bro, but I cried, when he retired, and then that, man, that was, bro, I couldn't even breathe, bro.
It's terrible, bro.
Bro, that was
till this day, this is going to sound a little weird, but, like, I mean, I listen to Kobe speak all the time, bro. Like, I
still do too, man. We listen to Kobe all the time.
Every day. I mean, it's just really sad, bro. I can't believe he's such a figure that you look at as like invincible.
Right.
Like, what the fuck, bro? Why Kobe?
To this day,
and of course, rest in peace, his daughter too,
for
bro.
sure. But I remember for the longest time, I'd be having like a great time after he passed away. Like, no matter what great time I would be having, I'd stop and like, but damn, Kobe though. Like,
I swear.
Like, every time he's like, but Kobe. Like, he would just, he was the biggest figure like ever. Like,
so you got Kobe over LeBron?
Hell yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Come on, man. Don't even compare the two.
It's Kobe over here.
Yeah.
Here goes MJ, Kobe, LeBron.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And you know what? I watched the highlights between Kobe and MJ, and I noticed that Kobe's hit more difficult game winners than Michael did.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest separator for me, is like who hit the more difficult shots in the clutch, and I saw that overall Kobe did. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. You could just stand them next to each other and say they're almost identical type shit.
Dog, Kobe be making some shit. You're like, dude, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Michael did too sometimes, but he was more fundamentally like hitting, like he was just constant. Kobe was just hitting these crazy shots, man. Yeah. But also, man, get back to your music a little bit. What's the future projects? Like, what do you have in mind? How do you plan to take it from where it's at now and elevate it?
So I kind of want to keep a raw sound on things, a raw sound with a raw rapping ability. Not like what I just put out, but similar, but more like formed songs. What I just put out was really just like a rapping showcase with a raw sound. Now I want to put out the raw sound with a more formatted songs.
Oh, okay.
And I have a bunch of those in the vault. And it's just really just dropping now. I work with a dude. I work with Awful Flesh out in Florida. He's a dope cameraman. Cameramans are hard to come by in this shit. You know, no disrespect to a lot of them, but I don't know. I haven't had the best experiences with a lot of cameramans. But Awful Flesh out in Florida, I mean, I can be like very particular and kind of a bitch to work with, like, because I just like, I don't know, I'm very passionate. and him and his team, they bring the same passion, that same energy, so it works. You know what I mean?
Who produces most of your beats for you? And the music
I get
that
a
you-
lot of them sent to my email,
Oh, for real?
which is dope. Yeah.
Do you have to split with them, or do you?
Sometimes, yeah,
Okay, yeah.
for sure.
Tries to buy them all.
You know, a lot of the beats, I try to purchase them. Yeah. A lot of the beats I get, though, you know, I'll get beat packs of like 20 beats. 19 of them are not hot. But all these dudes that are coming up that are making beats, what they don't know is they got one in there that's hot and is a hit.
Facts.
And so those are the ones I'll rock with.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do you care for Detroit success, or are you just thinking mainstream? Like, what does your mind go when it comes to where you need to hear it from?
Absolutely. I mean, being that, you know, I love the city, like I would love for them to fuck with me, you know. But I don't I mean, I'm trying to be global, man. I'm not in it for any local. I got
a lot of these Detroit
my
rappers
local
just start
clout.
popping harder, like nationwide. You know, you got these groups that have been around forever, and some of them have went off on their own. You know, like who gives a like? You know, we love Detroit, but who gives a fuck of just being big in Detroit? You know, like you got Babyface and Peasy, you know, a couple of these dudes that they've always been around and been bigger, but now they're more blown up nationwide.
Yeah.
And it's hard to make it out of the city if you're stuck here. And you know, who gives a fuck about being a hood prodigy if you can't take it out the hood or the city.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we all had our hood fame. It was
Yeah.
fun for a while.
Yeah.
It was fun being hood famous for a minute. And then one day I was like, damn, but we need to make more money. And like, if I don't elevate, then I'm not going to be able to get you guys out of this whatever situation you're trying to get out of.
For sure.
So like, if I had stayed complacent and content with just being like, oh, I could pull up to this street or pull up to this party and everybody knows me, then that kind of like kills your passion and drive to elevate it to the mainstream. Which again, it's just an opportunity for everybody when you get to that mainstream level. There's more money, there's more people exposure you get to market yourself.
I will say, we're reaching new heights though here.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there are so many artists here from here right now that are buzzing.
Facts.
And I'm hoping, like, Babyface Ray, he just, skated off. Like he took off now.
Right.
I love his
We
music,
got
bro.
Skillset Baby taking off. We got Babytron taking off.
You got Babytron. You got what's that kid's name? He's fire. Gave you my I know
Josh
you miss me.
JDS?
No.
The bigger kid?
Shit. What, you know that song?
I think so.
When we get drunk and we get nasty off the Henny.
Was it?
Fuck, I can't think of his name right now.
Well, that dude's from Atlanta.
No, isn't he from here?
Oh, I think he's from Atlanta.
No, he's from Michigan, bro.
No.
Yeah. But we got a bunch of artists popping right now.
Dude, man, we got Flint going crazy right now.
Yeah.
We got Detroit.
This is gonna drive me crazy if I don't think of homie's name.
I know what song you're talking about. I just don't know if he's from Michigan or not.
Really?
Because I feel like if he was, we would have been talking about him way more.
Yeah, for sure.
We'd be like, damn, he's the one. He did it. Like,
yeah, fuck.
because a lot of Detroit artists right now, they are killing it, but we haven't had that mainstream hit in a while. Like,
For sure.
I'm
T
not
Grizzly,
Yeah.
he had that track, but he just spit on that bitch.
Yeah, First Day Out was the one that kind of took it. And now there's songs that like hover above it, hover around First Day Out, but we
Yeah.
still haven't, nobody can argue we haven't really hit that yet again.
For
It's
sure.
very difficult to do, bro. If you-
I do like the sound that like we create is dope. And like I think that has a tendency to kind of stick in Detroit a little bit. Which like I don't know. I think it could expand outward. What am I saying? I mean, it has expanded because there's so many people in other states rapping that are trying to do that sound now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But as far as like a market of people who want to listen to that shit, I wish it was a little larger. I can do that sound too, though. I can rap, I can flow, I can do any flow, and like that's a very fun sound to rock
For
with.
sure. You can get the city to fall in love with you and they'll support you and get you more exposure for the more demographics to reach out and start becoming a supporter of you.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you can market yourself even with music you're not totally interested in making, but you still look at like for Eminem is an example of that. I'm sure Eminem made some songs like that song with Akon. That's not an Eminem song, Shake That Ass All Over the Floor. That's not an Eminem song, but I'm sure he looked at it as a marketing ploy, like, all right, bro, this is gonna get worldwide domination. I'm going to go make the song with Akon, the hardest artist in the world right now. So like you gotta leverage sometimes your skill and ability through whatever can generate you a bigger reach.
For sure.
You become a millionaire that way too, right?
Hell yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to touch on before we close out? Anything on your minds?
I mean, just stay tuned for a lot of the music that's coming.
I mean, he's got hundreds of songs, bro.
Yeah.
And he's dropped stuff here and there, you know. I mean, this dude could have put out probably, you know, five to 10 albums. You know what I'm saying? But he's looking for a sound that can be commercial, but is raw. And nowadays, it's hard to differentiate when people can go into a booth and, you know, alter their voice.
Right.
And that's why he dropped this last track, because he does have a great sound rap voice that's strong.
Yeah, I believe so, man. I believe so. I mean, and you know, another thing too is the breakout of Middle Eastern artists that have this talent and ability. We had like Armin come in here a few weeks ago. And you know, I always talk about Middle Eastern artists from Michigan. I had a lot of friends, like rest in peace Dice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I saw a lot of people knew him. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, man. He was the person who, when I first shot for Sada Baby, that was his music video. It was a music video for Dice, and that's how I ended up meeting Sada Baby through him. And then, unfortunately, he passed away recently. But he was one Middle Eastern artist I knew. And then I had my friend Bully. He was a Middle Eastern rapper. You know, Baby Power is obviously Middle Eastern. But from Michigan itself, it seems like it's hard for Middle Eastern rappers to break out or even get any type of engagement for whatever reason. Some of them suck. I'm not gonna lie, bro. A lot of y'all suck. I said this before. Like a lot of them. I'm like, come on, bro. You gotta be realistic here. Like you don't got it. Like you're just rapping because you're kind of nuts. Yeah. So to hear you know, you got talent. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
and damn, man, I'm really looking for more Middle Eastern artists to bang out this bitch, bro. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Like a collaboration, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Last thing I'd wrap up with is, I mean, watch out for like the next few things I'm gonna put out. The track with 94 Fatso and Snapdog is called Ugly. That'll be out, and then watch out for the track with me and Baby Para, bro. It's a panty dropper. That shit is hot. Yeah.
Appreciate you guys being a part of this, man. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Low Visuals, is shooting these productions. We're out. Peace.